You're watching. Let's talk about it with Raheem Mitchell. Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Say I just heard about a show. Let's talk about it. Where the independent artists go. Let's talk about it. Nisi got a new EP. Let's talk about it. Stephanie's doing comedy. Let's talk about it. That girl from LA and that guy let's talk about it.
And now your host of Let's Talk About It, Raheem Mitchell.
Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk About It. I am your host, Raheem Mitchell. Thank you for tuning in today. This guest that I have on the show today, I first met him at a CD release party. I mean, this man, he was hosting the event, and he was singing his heart out, man. He was just going on in and singing every song that the band came up with. He was like, no, y'all just start the intro. I'll come in. And the brother man was on point. He was on tempo. He was on everything. And I was asking my sister, I said, who's that young man right there? She said, oh, that's Kedjo. I believe I pronounced his name correctly. But if not, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, he's here with me on Let's Talk About It. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kedjo.
Thank you for having me.
Did I pronounce that correctly?
You got it, my friend.
All right.
Yes,
I just
sir,
wanted
brother.
to make sure, man.
Yes, sir.
I like that hat, man.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Looking like, you remember Houdini back in the days?
Oh, man. Ecstasy, baby. Rest in
sir.
peace. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. So, what our viewers want to know is, we want to know a little bit about you. I mean, I know you sing and everything, but take us through how you very first started singing and what got you started singing.
Wow. Oh, let me take you back.
All right.
Originally, I'm from Texas, Dallas, you know, home of the Cowboys. Yes, sir. When I was a kid, you know, I wasn't into singing, actually.
Okay.
I was into sports. Boxing was my favorite, still is. I love boxing. That's how I still work out and train.
Okay.
But as I was a kid, my mom, she was a big Sam Cooke fan. Before I even knew who Sam Cooke was,
I love Sam Cooke.
she would sit around the house, sing Sam Cooke songs while she's cooking Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner, just singing. Whoa, whoa, and I'm like, who is this she's singing? So as I got older, I realized who it was. I'm like, that's that man my mom used to sing all the time.
Yeah.
Sam Cooke.
Yes, sir.
So that's really how I got started. You know, when New Edition stepped on the scene,
Right.
I was like, that's what I want to do.
Right.
I'm a New Edition fanatic, so
Yes, sir.
singing, it's always been in me, and evidently it's my purpose. I just didn't know it then, but, you know, and I'm here now.
That's it.
I'm here.
So do you sing in a choir or are you a praise singer?
Yes, I do. I'm a member of Faith Inspirational Missionary Baptist Church. I'm on the praise team, in the choir, the men's choir, you know, all throughout the music department.
Right.
So I do some solos also. So they put me out front every now and then.
Right.
But yeah, heavily in church.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Good. So, if you had a choice and you could record with anybody you wanted to, living or dead, who would it be and why?
Okay, I would first start with who's passed on. Definitely, I would love to do a trio with Sam Cooke and Donny Hathaway.
Oh,
I would love it. I would probably be, in awe shock, wouldn't know what to do because I would be enjoying those gentlemen so much. But passed on, definitely Sam Cooke and Donny Hathaway.
right.
Love it. Those are my favorites.
Okay.
Living, I don't know if anybody will remember this name, but there's this young lady by the name of Camila with the group 702.
I remember the 702 group, but I don't know.
Yeah, she's a dynamite singer. Her name is Camila.
Right.
And Mila, if you listen, whichever camera I can look in to talk to you, if you're out there and if you ever see this, please know that I'm looking for you.
Okay.
Her name is Camila. Awesome voice. I love her.
Right.
I love her.
Okay. So, do you write and produce all your music? Do you do the arrangements and all that stuff? Or
Yes, for the most part I do. I'm not an actual player,
Right.
but I do write. Producing, I've learned that it doesn't necessarily come with actually playing, but it's what you have in your mind and what you give the musicians to play.
Right.
So I do create a lot. I have musicians that I work with who are producers and that also produce for me. But, you know, we all are in conjunction. We come in together and make the songs.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So have there ever been a time when you guys are collaborating and you guys are collaborating and one person went this way, one person went that way? Has there ever been a time where you just had to like put your foot down and be like, nah, this is how we're gonna do it? And you know, because they say a lot of times, what I've heard, they say when you're in the studio, a lot of times musicians try to take over what you want to do. This is what I've been hearing. I don't know if it's true or not. So maybe you can clear the air for me.
Well, for me, you know, I always like to make the disclaimer, especially when I'm collaborating and paying.
Right.
There's only there's a captain of the ship.
Yes, sir.
So I'm very easy to work with. But if there's something that I'm not agreeing with, and the musicians are leaders in their own right, I like to try to meet halfway. But at the end of the day, I have to be the one to say, okay, that's good. That's what we'll work with.
Okay.
It's never to where I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to take your word for it, and if I'm not satisfied with it, I won't go with it.
Okay.
So I'm always letting it be known that, hey, you know, okay, we can agree on it. If we both agree, let's meet in the middle. Let's put it together. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Because I know cause I've done shows and I've been at music rehearsals.
Yeah.
And sometimes when a singer hears a song and then the music director play it different, and she's like, no, that's a different melody.
Right, yeah.
And he's arguing, saying, no, I'm playing the same thing I played
Right.
the other day.
Right.
And she said, no, it's a different
Right.
melody. So can you kind of explain that to the people that don't understand the melody and what a music ear is?
Yes. What I like to do in that instance is I love to leave a paper trail, meaning at rehearsals, I love recording.
Right.
Just in case if somebody forgets something, we always have something to fall back on because this happens. A musician would say, no, I remember playing it this way. I'm like, no, you played it that way. He said, no, I played it this way. I said, well, let me play it back for you. And then they'll say, okay. So it's always good to have a paper trail so that you can have a reference to go back to listen, to make sure that what you did before that was right, that you do it again the right way.
Right.
So yeah, I always like to, not to try to put people on Front Street, but when I want it right, I like to have that paper trail, you know, so that I can have something to fall back on, to know that I'm not the crazy one.
Okay.
That I know what I heard was right.
Okay.
That what you did the last time was right. You're doing something else. Let me take you back.
Okay.
And then we're on the same page. But it happens. The melody sometimes, you know, sometimes the melody that you want to perform a song in, could be different than the original key of the song.
Right.
So that's why you always have to have that understanding from the get-go. Okay, we're gonna do it in this key. Let's write it down. Let's take a picture, whatever.
Right.
Let's make sure that we are on the same page. Let's have a paper trail, so we'll always have something to fall back on. You can't lose.
Okay. All right. And these questions that I'm asking you is questions that I hear, and this is all. And this is always that I've always couldn't get an answer. So
Yeah.
now I'm gonna see if I can get the answer from you. Okay. So as a singer is singing, right? Say you're singing a song.
Right.
And you're singing it right, but the person who wants you to sing be like, you know what? Let's drop it a key or raise it a key. Would you have a problem with that, or would you say, like, say if the key he wants you to raise it to, I don't know if it counts as a singer say that makes them struggle. You know what I'm talking about, or something like that.
Yeah.
So in the instance that will happen.
Yeah.
Where some of them say, I don't feel comfortable in that key.
Right.
But that's where they want you to sing it. Would you sing it in that key? You smile because it look like you probably have to before.
Because I I have a remedy for that. I have a remedy.
Let's
for
hear
it.
your remedy.
The remedy is there's always three parts,
Right.
three solid parts: alto, tenor, and soprano.
Right.
And when you're in the right key, it's you can harmonize. So if a key needs to be raised, I know how to find a key to meet in the median, you know, so that it won't clash, but it'll coincide with one another.
Right.
So if they want to raise the key, normally I don't like to do it. I don't like to do songs above or below. I love to do it where the key is because that's what people know.
Okay.
And sometimes it'll throw you off.
Right.
It'll throw the audience off. So I like to do songs, especially what I call top 40.
Right.
The very popular songs. I love to do it as close to the original song, so that's what people know. And when you try to change it up, it starts sounding karaoke-ish to me, what I like to call it.
Right.
It sounds like karaoke now. So I like to keep it right where it is, and I'm very firm on that. You know, I'm very firm on keeping it the way it is. Right. Don't drop it, don't raise it. Keep it here.
All right. So can you give us an example?
Okay. Say for instance, Higher Ground.
Okay.
If they want to do it, the original key is people keep on turning. Some may want to do it lower. People keep on turning, which is not bad. But sometimes they may want to do it higher, like a woman may want to sing it higher. People keep on turning, which is not a bad thing. Mm-hmm. But they all can harmonize. As long as you can find, whenever you raise the key, as long as you have that ear to where you can find the key that you need to sing it in, you're always good. And then you kind of keep it lyrically, melody-wise, kind of keep it on that same path of what the original is. Mm-hmm. Changing the key may not be a problem.
Right.
You know, some of us are like very critical, you know, and they say, oh, they changed the key. Nah. But when you sing it pretty much the way the original song is, you'll be fine, whether you change the key or not.
Okay.
And, you know, you'll be fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have been following you, and it might have been a while, but and correct, and it could have been somebody else, but I'm pretty sure it was you. I remember one time, I think you fell sick. You were sick or something.
Yes.
And you was like, and you said, and I'm used to singing like every other day.
Right.
I'm used to singing like every other day.
Right.
And that sickness didn't have you singing for a couple of few weeks or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you said you had to retrain yourself, teach yourself how to sing again.
Yes.
But although you know how to sing,
yes.
but I didn't understand it. I'm like, what is he talking about? He's trying to teach himself how to sing.
Yeah.
He already know how to sing.
Yeah.
So can you explain that just for me? It might not be for nobody else.
Yeah.
But can you explain that to me?
It's like when you're working out. It's like what I like to call muscle confusion or muscle memory.
Right.
When you work out, you know, you have a certain pattern, program that you follow, and when you're working out, everything is good. You know, your muscles, you know, can remember what you were doing, but when you don't do it for a while, it takes those muscles. It's like it's like it has its own brain.
Right.
You know, your muscles have to remember, like, wow, I don't remember doing this, but it seems familiar. This is a struggle.
Right.
So in a sense, it's the same with singing. It's the vocal cords are muscles.
Right.
Vocal cords are muscles. So when they are not working at their capacity for a while, they lay back, and then they kind of get a little weak.
Right.
They get like with muscles.
Right.
Anything, you have to work it out.
Okay.
So when you are used to singing with a certain type of emotion, certain volume, certain attitude, your vocal, it's like a vocal memory. It's like, I remember that, but not quite. It seems familiar, but then when you start to do it over and over, it tends to remember. It figures out, okay, I remember doing that. Okay. So that's the same thing with singing. You know, when you're sick for a while, and especially when it affects what you do.
Right.
You know,
when
for me, when it affects your instrument, because I've had different type of a throat infection before, because it comes from a lot of singing.
Right.
And when that happens, you have to lay back for a while. For me, I had to lay back for like maybe 6 months.
Okay.
With no singing. Doctor's orders, like if you attempt to sing, you could possibly lose your vocals forever.
Right.
So I really had to stop, and then once my doctor released me to sing again, I had to start slow. So my vocal cords started to slowly remember and get back. It's like,
I remember him.
It's it's like, okay.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, this is a string, but I kind of remember. So now, when you get used to it and you start working those muscles again, that's when the muscle memory kicks in.
Right.
Instead of muscle confusion.
Right.
So there's a difference. Okay. Muscle memory, muscle confusion. So
the muscle confusion is after you didn't stop singing for a while.
Yes.
And you trying to come back to do
Exactly.
it. And the muscle be like, what the heck?
Exactly.
And then after you been doing it for a while,
it's like,
they're like,
you look familiar. I think you smelled. I remember that smell. I remember that taste. Okay, I remember seeing you now. Oh, I remember doing that.
Yeah.
So now and then and then you fall back in line.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope that made sense.
No, that's why I kept.
Okay.
That's why I'm giving you an example.
Okay.
To make sure I'm right.
Right.
So
You are absolutely
I know
right.
a little bit about singing.
You are absolutely right, my friend.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. So, when you're sitting down and you're going to write a song, let's take us through the steps where you come up with an idea and then you write your song. Some people do the melody first.
Yeah.
And then write the lyrics. So how do you do it?
Wow. For me, I always think of a scenario first.
Okay.
First I think about what I want to talk about.
Yes.
And then I can actually put myself in that mood swing
Right.
because of just life's experiences. You know,
Right.
I can remember something, whether it's a relationship or someone passing away. You know, we've all experienced it. So
Yes.
it's not hard to kind of think back and put yourself in that kind of scenario.
Right.
So I think about the mood that I want to set, you know, and then I think about a subject, a topic.
Right.
And then the words just begin to flow.
Wow.
The words begin to flow. I come up with lyrics first. I like to come up with words. So then after I come up with words, I figure out like what kind of tempo do I want? If I want it slow, and then I take those words and then I pattern it.
Right.
How do I want to pattern these words? How do I want to say it? And then I come up with a melody. It's almost like I'm rapping.
Right.
I would write a song and then I would like kind of rap it first if I even come up with a melody. And then I come up with the melody, how I want to sing it. So I have the scenario, I have the attitude, I have the mood, then I have the pattern, and then I come up with the melody. And then it's a vision. I can hear a whole song, a total song in my head, from instruments, from backgrounds to what I want to say, how I want to say it.
Right.
I can hear it all in my head, and people it trips them out. They're crazy. It's like, man, dude, you are crazy. How can you? It's a vision. We all have it.
Right.
From the beginning to the end, and that makes it easier for producers to work with me.
Right.
Because to go back to what you were saying, I can just hear a whole song in my head, and I think about, you know, a life experience, or maybe someone else's, something that maybe I hadn't even been through, but that an experience that someone has shared with me.
Right.
And I just base it off of that, you know, life's experiences, whether my own or someone else's, something I may see on TV.
Right.
Like there's a movie, Good Will Hunting.
Yes.
Love the movie, and the guy says something in the movie that was amazing. He's basically said something about, I've searched so long to find this woman, and now I found you.
Right.
You know, I've been through all of this, you know, to find you, but in the process, it wasn't fair.
Right.
That I've gone through all of that,
And you was just right here.
and you were just right here.
Right.
And I'm like, that's a song.
Yeah.
And I actually wrote a song about that.
Right.
Nothing that I've been through,
Uh-huh.
but I was like, that's a song. That scenario was awesome.
All right.
It wasn't fair that I could go through all of that, all of these experiences,
Yeah.
but finally I found you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, you know I'm
Loved
gonna
it.
challenge you, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Just ice cold water.
Yeah.
Let's get a song for
Okay.
ice cold water.
Okay. Anything in particular?
No,
or?
just roll it. Let me see what you're gonna do with it.
Okay.
You said you can look at something and come up with a song. Let's come up with a song with
First,
ice
let me
cold
drink it.
water.
Okay.
You say he got the melody in his head. so
Okay.
let's
Water.
get water, yeah.
Okay. Huh. It's so clear to me, I can see right through you. Everything about you is crystal clear. Baby, you're like water to my eyes. I see right through your soul. Oh, baby, You're like water to my eyes. Something like that. It's like water, you know. I see right through you.
That's it.
I mean, you know, you're an open book to me.
Right.
You're an open
That's
book.
it,
You're like
man.
water.
Man, I sure hate we didn't get a chance, but that. Okay, you did.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I sure hate we didn't get a chance, man, to experience your birthday party.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It was,
Yes, man.
It was going to be an extravaganza, is
Yes.
what I like to call it.
Right.
You know, the music, entertainers that I had on deck, it was going to be like what I like to call a smorgasbord.
Right.
It's going to be some gospel. It was going to be some R&B original tunes, tunes that everyone knows. It's going to be a great event, but it's still going to happen.
I know that's
due to
right.
the COVID, you know, that it didn't stop it. It just kind of put it on hold a little bit.
Right.
So we're still working that out.
All right.
And it's going to happen.
Okay.
And I'll keep you tuned.
Please do.
Because you got to be there.
Because you know I'm going to be there.
Oh,
That's
you'll be my guest, actually. I'll make sure you're my guest.
All right. All right.
And my good friend, Niecy Knight, who I call my little sister.
Yes.
She's a very big part of helping me plan it,
Right.
to put the event on, and she was actually going to be performing her
Right.
some of her songs on her EP that she has
Yes.
out, Date Night with Niecy Knight.
Right.
So she's still going to be there, and it's going to be awesome.
Right.
It's going to be awesome.
All right. So let's say that it happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that we did it. It happened. We was there. We all had fun.
Right.
Tell everybody what they missed. Tell them what they missed. man.
Everybody, you missed an experience. I have to call it an experience.
Yes.
You missed being one-on-one with me.
Right.
Sharing who I am through music,
Right.
through conversation,
Uh-huh.
great food. I was going to treat you to everything. Great
Right.
food, great prizes, and just, intimacy with me.
Right.
You know, you would know who I am, what I'm about on every side.
Right.
You know, you were going to miss, you missed who I am in God
Mm-hmm.
and who I am as a man.
Right.
You know, you just missed me.
Right.
But I'll bring me to you soon. So
All
it's
right.
coming.
All right.
It's coming.
So tell everybody, stay tuned, huh?
Yeah.
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 You know what?
It's coming.
You just gave me an idea. I'm going to make sure it's going to say on the title, let's talk about it with Raheem Mitchell, one-on-one
Yes.
with you,
With Kedjo.
with Kedjo.
Yes.
One-on-one. Let's
love
talk
it.
about it.
I
Raheem
love
with
it.
Raheem Mitchell,
I love it.
one-on-one
With
with
Kedjo.
Kedjo. That's
Yes,
going to be the
sir.
title of this show.
Yes, sir.
You
I
know,
love
I
it.
know, I hope my editor ain't going to get upset with that, but I'm going to have him add that in. He's like, why are you always adding something? But, I mean, it fits.
Yeah.
Because it's one-on-one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And why
So,
not?
Why not? Because that's
why
what
not?
that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So, if you ran into a young man
Mm-hmm.
about your age, about the time you started singing, what advice would you give that young man?
I would tell that young man to stay true. Stay true to who you are as an artist. Don't look at yourself just as a singer, as a performer. Look at yourself as an artist, meaning paint a picture with what you do. And try to be original. My oldest brother told me something a long time ago, and it stuck with me. He said, in order to be successful, look at what the unsuccessful people are doing and don't do it.
Right.
And that was so profound for me. I didn't understand it right then, but as I got a little older, I was like, that's it. And that has stuck with me.
Yes.
And I would tell someone who's my age when I first started, be original, be true, consider yourself an artist. Continue to hone your craft. Become better. Think of ways to become better. Not only think of ways, but be better.
Yeah.
And stay true to it.
That's it.
Stay true. Don't sell out.
Right.
Don't sell out. Stay true to who you are. Always be open to ideas, but stay true to who you are.
Right.
Because that's who God made you.
Right.
God made you. You're the only one that God made to be you.
Okay.
Don't try to be anybody else. And you see a lot of it. Much respect to the artists that are out now, but I can barely tell who's who.
Right.
that they're not talented, but, you know, they kind of sound the same.
Right.
But, you know, it is what it is. I appreciate music, you know, throughout, but I love originality. So I would tell that young person to stay true and be original.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us what's next for you, sir.
What's next for me is I'm actually promoting my single right now, entitled Slow.
Slow.
It's available on all digital streaming platforms. Promoting that. And I'm actually going to be doing a video to the remix.
Okay.
I have actually a few versions of the song that I'm releasing. I have a club version, and I have a saxophone version, instrumental.
Right.
You know, it's growing and sexy.
Right.
I love it, but, you know, I got something for the clubs.
Okay.
And that's it, man, just working.
Just working?
You know, working and grinding on my music and, you know, getting it out there to the people. And I hope you love it. I hope you all love it.
I'm pretty sure we will.
Yeah.
But can you make me a promise, though?
I do it.
When you get it all together?
Yes.
And it's ready to go?
Yes.
Will you come perform it right here?
Only if you invite me.
I'm going to invite you.
That's it.
That's it.
Tell me when, and I'm here,
You
brother.
know, I'll put it this way. It's an open door policy for
Let's
you.
do it. Let's
All
do
right.
it. I'm ready.
All right.
I will have it here for you. I
Yes,
can't
sir.
wait, man. I can't wait.
All right.
I can't wait.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Let's Talk About It with my guest, Mr.
Kedjo.
Kedjo, I'm sorry. My guest, Mr. Kedjo. I know I'm going to hear it, but listen, people. This man can sing. But, before I go, make sure you give them all your platforms and all that stuff and let them know that, you know.
Yes. Okay, you can find me on, there we go. You can find me on Facebook at Kedjo or Kedjo Johnson. I have two pages. One is for my music, but mainly I like to use my music page, Kedjo. You can find my music on kedjo.com, and it will pull up all of the streaming platforms that my music is on. So please go and download it. It's only 99 cents, you know, like that old saying, I'll buy that for $1. That's all. So support your boy, and just leave me some comments. Let me know what you think about it, and I hope you enjoy, and I'll be bringing you more. All right?
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here.
Yes.
He's going to debut his song right here on Let's Talk About It. I want to thank him for coming out. And remember, don't ever share your 8x10 dream with somebody with a 5x7 mind. My name is Raheem Mitchell. Thanks for tuning in. God bless. I'll see you next week. Peace.
Let's talk about it, talk about it. Let's talk about it, talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it, talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. That girl from LA.